Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that we're going to talk about tonight is going to send you into the weekend right with a smile on your face, because the Democrats are continuing to turn on each other. This time, here's the setup. You have a Senate candidate who is a sitting Democratic House rep going after Feinstein and Fetterman after being infirm, not being able to push forward the judicial nominees and fulfill the office to push the Democrat narrative forward. You cannot make this up. Everything's going to be linked in the description box below, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think right down there in the comments field. And if you are new or you are a returning viewer, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and making sure you turn that notification bell on. We need as many of you as possible to get into the fold with us so we can point this information in the right direction and pass the Second Amendment along to the next generation as was passed to us. Thank you so much in advance for your consideration, my brothers and sisters. You're going to enjoy this. Because, remember, all the power, everything was fine. Fetterman was great. Dianne Feinstein, totally good. Mrs. Gun Control in the Senate, everything is fine. We don't need to have it go anywhere. They can be elected. It's okay. They have the right people around them. Well, now, the Democrats are coming and saying, we should probably have some sort of plan in order that they actually can't do their job, even though they were voted in and we threw our entire momentum behind them, because now we need our judicial nominees to impact gun rights, which is why we are talking about this right here. Because make no mistake, this is about pushing the Democratic narrative to further infringe on the Second Amendment and other of the pet projects of the Democrats in the Senate through judicial nominees. We covered this a couple days ago with Dianne Feinstein getting calls for to retire. Check this out. You guys are going to enjoy this because they're eating themselves. Democrat calls for congressional policy to address infirm lawmakers like Fetterman and Feinstein. The Congresswoman added that Congress needs to come up with policies to account for older lawmakers taking leaves of absence. This is coming from Katie Porter. Katie Porter is a House of Representatives member running for Feinstein's seat. It doesn't get dirtier than this. Let's continue because, like I said, the knives are out. They're eating themselves. Oh, it just gets so interesting. Representative Katie Porter, Democrat, California, told CNN Thursday that change is overdue in regard to Senator Dianne Feinstein still holding office at 89 years of age while dealing with serious health issues, and called for changes to address infirm lawmakers like her and Senator John Fetterman, Democrat, Pennsylvania. You have people noticing that the infirm are impeding their progress to get their judicial nominees through a rubber stamp in the Senate Judiciary Committee. That's what's happening right here. Keep in mind, during the election, the midterm, Fetterman was perfectly fine. Then all of a sudden, he's in the hospital for 3 months. Then you've got Dianne Feinstein, perfectly fine. She's on the Judiciary Committee. She's got shingles for 3 months. You're starting to see it fall apart. It's almost like you actually have to have certain requirements to do these jobs. Anyway, I digress. Let's keep going because I'm going to show you why in a second. The Congresswoman, who is running to replace Feinstein in the Senate in 2024, noted that it is well past time for new leadership in that position, savage, and advocated for new congressional policies that would account for infirm members of the body that are absent for periods of time. They want to have a structure in place so they can still have those positions and get their upper stamps, like I mentioned. But here's another article I'm going to reference for you. Here's what's happening. GOP blocks Democratic effort to replace Feinstein on Judiciary panel. I would too if I was the Republicans, because they see an opportunity to stop some of these judges. The executive office can change, the Senate can change, the House can change. Those judges, that's a little harder. That's what they're trying to do. The left has been doing this with judges for a long time. They get the judges, they get rulings, they pass laws. This is the way that it works. We're dealing with it a lot in the Second Amendment community. That's why this is important. But let's keep going. Republicans on Tuesday formally blocked a request from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer to temporarily replace Senator Dianne Feinstein on the Judiciary Committee, something Democrats hope to do in order to advance stalled judicial nominations. Right there. Both are linked. This is important when you look at all the nuances and the structures of how these bodies work. It's the reason they couldn't pass the assault weapons ban. It's the reason they couldn't pack the courts. It's the reason you have the Senate parliamentarian. It's the reason you couldn't get past the filibuster. All of these things of which we cover make an entire chessboard, and that's what we're seeing right now. The Democrats are realizing they made mistakes with Fetterman and Feinstein. But let me wrap this up for you. Porter's comments were made just days after Feinstein returned to the U.S. Senate after a nearly 3-month-long absence. She also surprisingly invoked Fetterman, whose health issues from a stroke and clinical depression have been well documented. Well documented, that's a nice way to say it. So this woman running for the Senate is throwing sitting senators on the Democratic side under the bus because she wants power for herself. Wow. Let's keep going. Quote, "We're going to have more people who are absent. We're going to have more people who fall sick. We're going to have more senators who age given the age of the body," Porter said. "And I think we need some forward-looking policies." Forward. Not just focus on Senator Feinstein, although I understand the concerns, but really look at how we're going to deal with this structurally. What did I just say about the chessboard? They want the apparatus in place so they can continue their rubber stamping and their narrative. That's what's important here. You are only useful to these people until you can no longer do what they want. Then you need to retire. That's what we're seeing. One more thing for you, and then we're going to add it. This is so sweet, Pennsylvania. Porter added, "This is unfortunately not the first time that we've had the situation where we had a real concern about senators are recovering and whether they're able to come back and really do the job." Really do the job means rubber stamp what the president wants, what the Democrats want. This has a direct tie-in to our gun control, gun rights fight. They want gun control through the judicial nominees. They're not getting them because of shingles and strokes. They can't be having that, so now it's time to change the rules. That's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.